Week after answering the questions posed by the MPs, the President is facing representatives from the provinces. Let's go live to that.
We meet under the theme, Deepening Unity in Action for Inclusive Growth and Africa's Renewal, Reclaiming the Legacy of O.R. Tambo. We have dedicated the year 2017 to celebrating the legacy of Oliver Regional Kaizana Tambo, the illustrious leader of our people and freedom fighter who gave up his adult life to ensuring that this country is free. We thank all who participated in the celebrations of the legacy of the O.R. Tambo in various ways during the year. As we end the year, we reflect on the road traveled, on the journey to deliver on the promise of a better life for our people, especially the poor and the working class majority. In 2009, I said we wanted to build a caring government, a government that knows where people live and which does its best to improve their lives, working with them. A lot has been done this year to achieve the goal, in spite of difficult economic conditions. As we celebrated the 5th anniversary of the National Development Plan in September, we received good news that there was positive growth in the South African economy, taking us out of the technical recession. This was a significant affirmation which encouraged us to focus on positive developments and provide the necessary support to the sectors that can help us reignite growth. If we continue in this path, our nation will reap the economic benefits, and there will be significant change in the living conditions of our people. We need to provide the necessary support to the sectors that can help us reignite growth. And we are doing this through our 9-point plan, focusing on areas including manufacturing, agriculture, tourism, mining, telecommunications, and others. Also important is the need to bring industry and economic activity closer to where people live, and to boost investments in other centers of the country. Boosting the township economy and ensuring the economic activities that put food on the table are supported remains critical as we fight poverty. Attracting investments also remains key. We continue to launch our investment one-stop shops, which are aimed at improving the ease of doing business for investors. They are also to apply for licenses and permits in one center. We have launched these centers in Pretoria and Cape Town, and will be opening one in KwaZulu-Natal this month. We are also implementing incentives and support services for investors through our Special Economic Zones program. The 6 industrial development zones established between 2002 and 2014 have attracted about 59 investors with an investment value of more than 10 billion rand. We also announced 14 measures to build confidence recently through the Minister of Finance. This includes improving the governance of state-owned enterprises so that they start becoming sustainable and not rely on government bailouts perpetually. Progress is being made in this regard. We have a new board, that is the South African Airways and the SABC, and a new board will be appointed for Eskom soon. Government will continue to support the new boards as they move towards sustainability. I established a presidential fiscal committee last month as we prepared for the medium-term budget policy statement. This small team is working with the Ministry of Finance to help us prepare for Budget 2018 and, in particular, to help us find ways of meeting our fiscal targets in a difficult economic climate with high debt levels and lower revenue. We are confident that working together as a team in Cabinet and as the 3 spheres of government, we will be able to steer the country in the right direction in spite of these challenges and difficulties. We also urge unity among key stakeholders during this difficult time. We have a responsibility to promote our country externally and to solve whatever problems we have internally in a patriotic and responsible manner. attacking South Africa and bad-mouthing the country when she is most vulnerable is irresponsible, especially if done by South Africans themselves. Honorable Chairperson, while speaking about difficult economic conditions and less money to spend, we remain fully aware of the need to cushion the poor from the hardships, especially extreme poverty. Government has created a wide network of social protection services, such as social grants, free and subsidized health care, free basic education for children of the poor, or free basic municipal services. This is designed to support our people and to enable them to withstand the difficult economic climate and legacy of apartheid, which has created a huge gap between the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots. We know that many among the privileged classes become angry.
Sorry, Honorable President. Let me deal with Honorable Isaac. Why are you standing?
Honorable Chairperson, you don't have to really deal with me. I just want to check through you if the Honorable Member at the podium will take a question, please.
Honorable Julius, Honorable Isaac, sorry, Honorable Julius. Honorable Isaac, it's an annual address. We're going to debate the annual address. Kindly take your seat.
Honorable Chair, but it is a plenary.
Can you take your seat?
Member is a member of the House.
Can you take order, members? Honorable Isaac, can you take your seat? Honorable members, in terms of Rule 32, no member is allowed to be convincing aloud. And I've been noticing members, if you have got any problem, members are listening attentively and they're going to debate the annual address. So let us not compromise the decorum of the House. Can you continue, Honorable President?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We know that many among the privileged classes become angry when we speak about the reality of the apartheid legacy, as they want it to be forgotten. We will continue to work hard to reverse the horrible impact of this legacy. It is incorrect that the income level of a white household remains 6 times higher than that of a black household. Together, we must fight and defeat this inequality, as it seriously affects our path towards the reconciliation. To improve living conditions, I would like to mention a few basic services that government provides to cushion the poor. The free basic services program run by municipalities currently supports more than 3 million people. the households throughout the country. Over 2.6 million beneficiaries receive potable water, electricity, and free basic sewage and sanitation, free basic refuse removal is provided to over 2.4 million households. Uhulumeni uyasibona isimo esinzima sokutengantenga kwesimo somnotho. Ngalokhu ke uhulumeni uletha izibonelelo kulabo abangasebenzi ukuze ikati lingalali eziko. Uhulumeni babonelela nangokuthi bathole isikhali esithile sikagesi, isikali esithile sikagesi, amanzi, nokuthuthwa kwendle nokuthuthwa kwendle mahala komasipala. Ngalokhu uhulumeni wenza okusemandleni ukuba impilo ibe ngcono nakubo bonke ikakhulukazi abampofu. Honorable Chairperson, a home to call one's own is very important for any human being. It is for this reason that this government has since the dawn of democracy delivered over 4.5 million houses and subsidies, thereby restoring dignity of millions of our people, and is still doing more. Over the past few months, we have delivered over 54,000 housing opportunities. These comprise of housing units and serviced sites. With the limited resources at its disposal, government through the Department of Human Settlements will continue to prioritize the elderly people, people living with disabilities, military veterans, and child-headed households for houses. To respond to rapid urbanization, government provides decent, affordable social housing. New settlements have been opened in such areas as Westgate, social housing in Pietermaritzburg, KZN, Thembalethu in Tshwane, Scottsdene in the Western Cape, Willowdene in Port Elizabeth, and Chris Hani social housing in Ekurhuleni. The Gauteng province has launched a number of integrated mega city housing projects expected to deliver more than 10,000 housing units. These projects include Daggafontein, Westonaria, Borwa, and John Dube in Duduza. Work continues indeed to build a better life for our people, especially the poor and the working class. Bakwethu, imfundo ibaluleke kakhulu kuhulumeni wethu nakubantu bonke jikelele. Ingakho nje uhulumeni exhasa izingane eziphuma emakhaya antulayo, izingane ezivela kwizigidi eziyisishiyagalolunye zifunda mahala ezikoleni futhi zithola ukudla mahala ukuze zifunde kahle. Abafundi abampofu bafunda mahala emakolishi abizwa ngokuthi TVET, awemfundo yamakhono. As we improve teaching and learning and the physical condition of schools, indeed, the results become visible. The matric pass rate improved to 72.5% in 2016, up from 70% in 2015. Bachelor passes also increased. I'm quite confident that these figures will improve this year. I am aware of the anxiety regarding the funding for higher education. As the matric pupils pass, the challenge becomes funding for further education. Funding for further education, the Inter-Ministerial Committee responsible for higher education funding, chaired by the Minister in the Presidency, working with the Presidential Fiscal Committee, are assisting me to processing the report of the HEHA Commission. I will be making an announcement soon on the report. We are also mindful of the need to begin our investments much early on. That is why government pays subsidies enabling more than 1 million children to attend early childhood development centers. Lo hulumeni eminyakeni edlule usesebenze ngamandla ukwenyusa isibalo sezingane ezifunda ezinkulisa ama-early childhood development centers nezingane zabantulayo kufanele zikwazi ukufunda kulezi zikhungo zojahidada ukuze imfundo ziqale zisencane zilungiselele ikusasa lezwe. Caregivers receive stipends from government through the extended public works program, which helps to alleviate poverty. Indeed, we continue building a better life for our people, especially the poor and the working class. On health area, life expectancy increased by 6 years and reached 63.3 years in 2015. South Africans are definitely living longer and are healthier than before. This is because of improved access to treatment for diseases such as HIV and AIDS and TB. However, some diseases need attention, such as cancer and heart diseases, which are becoming more prevalent, and this calls for more awareness about healthy lifestyles. I visited Steve Biko Academic Hospital last week and was impressed by the facilities and services provided by a government school. I was in fact informed that even private schools refer their patients to Steve Biko. There are other kind of treatment that could only be offered at Steve Biko. I wanted to see firsthand what facilities exist in a best performing hospital. The Department of Health is aware of the complaints about the condition of many other hospitals nationwide. We urge all provinces to ensure that services and facilities are improved in all hospitals in our country, and that our people are treated with courtesy and empathy. In that way, we will truly build a caring environment for our citizens in distress. Honorable Chairperson, many families would be unable to put food on the table were it not for the social grants provided by government. They have become our most effective poverty alleviation mechanisms. Social grants are received by 17 million people, of which 12 million are orphans and vulnerable children. The investment in the 12 million children has yielded returns, as some have even graduated at universities. Over and above the social grants, government also provides support through the Social Relief of Distress program to individuals and households faced with destitution, undue hardships, and disasters such as fire or floods. This support includes cash, food parcels, or food vouchers, and school uniforms that are provided to the distressed families for a minimum period of 3 and up to 6 months. Through the government's Household Food and Nutrition Security Program, more than 200 community nutrition and development centers provide over 6 million meals to more than 300,000 beneficiaries per annum. In some communities, lunch is provided daily for our older persons by government so that they do not take their medication on empty stomachs. Uhulumeni uzoqhubeka nokuxhasa izingane, abadala, nabakhubazekile ngezibonelelo ukuze baphile kangcono. We know that there is concern about the social grants payment mechanism. The Interministerial Committee on Comprehensive Social Security is seized with the matter and will assist the Department of Social Development to find workable solutions within the timeframes set to ensure that the beneficiaries of social grants do not suffer. Importantly, government also runs public employment and development programs such as the expanded Public Works Program and the Community Work Program, which provide regular work opportunities and training for thousands of people, including women and youth. Chairperson, decent work as the cornerstone of our 2009 election manifesto commits government to extend the reach of social benefits for those in need. The Unemployment Insurance Fund, to which employers and employees contribute, pays just above 10,000 claims per day at a cost of 35 to 39 million rands per day, thus contributing positively to the lives of the beneficiaries. From April to September 2017, the fund provided benefit claims amounting to 3.7 billion rand. In the previous financial year, the fund spent a total of over 160 million rands on poverty alleviation schemes, targeting those workers who may have become victims of retrenchments and/or dismissals. Honorable members, our government realizes the need to support our youth, especially those in townships and rural areas. the National Rural Youth Service Corps, which was established in September 2010, empowers youth from rural areas. More than 7,000 youth have gained various skills. Government also runs the War on Leaks program aimed at fighting water leaks while providing youth with skills as plumbers and in the various artisan trades. About 10,000 young people have been recruited onto the program by the Department of Water and Sanitation, and they are being trained as water agents and in the following artisan disciplines: electrical, plumbing, welding, instrumentation, and fitting and machinery. I would like to urge all municipalities to absorb the learners for experiential training before they could sit for their trade tests and qualify for their various disciplines. Honorable Chair, I've mentioned our poverty alleviation mechanisms. Ultimately, for us to totally lift the poor out of poverty, we have to ensure an inclusive economy. The liberation struggle was not about political freedom only. It was about ensuring the expansion of economy opportunities to include the majority. We have introduced programs such as promoting and supporting Black industrialists and Black small businesses so that we can change the patterns of ownership of the economy. This is an example of what we mean by radical economic transformation. We have informed accounting officers in government that small businesses must be paid on time within 30 days of submitting legitimate invoices so that we do not disadvantage them further as government. Paying suppliers on time will contribute immensely to radical economic transformation. In this way, this program is not just rhetoric. It is about changing the status quo in order to promote growth, expansion, and sustainability in our economy. We have been accused of all sorts of things by people who refuse to face the reality that radical economic transformation is critical so that we can achieve inclusive growth. In any country, the majority of the population must play a key role in the economy. In South Africa, this has not happened due to the legacy of apartheid that many still choose to deny. Let me emphasize that radical economic transformation is government policy and arises from the African National Congress and not from outside the country, as many rumor mongers claim. It is delegates at the ANC conference in Mangaung in 2012 who felt it necessary that the economic transformation takes center stage as the next phase of liberation. The conference declared that we had begun a second decisive phase of our long transition from colonialism of a special type to a national democratic society, and that this second phase would be characterized by more radical policies and decisive action to effect socio-economic and continued democratic transformation. When I was inaugurated as President of the Republic for the second time on the 24th May 2014, I began to give effect to the resolution in my inauguration address. I outlined that the focus of the fifth democratic administration for the years 2014 to 2019 would be to implement radical socio-economic policies. The ANC January 8 statement this year further outlined the governing parties.
Just some live visuals coming in there. It's a week after answering the questions posed by the MPs. The president is now facing representatives from provinces. Just a few things that he mentioned. He did mention again the funding for higher education, saying that he will receive the report in due time, very soon, and also saying that South Africans are living longer due to interventions like the treatment of diseases like HIV and TB.
We defined